More often than not, we hear a lot of Nigerians say, I think that if the security agencies or the security agents in this country want to work, they can actually apprehend any form of kidnapper in this country. Do you align with that thought?
Yes and no.
Okay,
Because
so make us
security,
understand
yes
why you're
and
saying
no.
yes and no.
Let me explain it to you. Yes and no. Yes, in that if the security agencies, in collaboration with the citizens, if the citizens give them information, and then they are up and doing with that information without exposing the citizens and respond adequately to those information, they can do what they can do. Two, because they do not operate in a vacuum. They operate within the citizens. And that is why, well, I'll come to it later on, because Nigerians must take back their country from criminals. I'll come back to that and talk to you later about that.
Okay.
The security agencies must be up and doing. They must be able to be seen to be doing what they are doing. They have failed in certain areas. Let me give you a simple example where they have failed. Sometimes during the Muhammadu Buhari's administration, the National Security Advisor gave an instructions that all cellular numbers must be registered with the honest numbers. Honestly, today, those phone companies, service providers are selling SIM cards on the streets. And so criminals get these SIM cards on the streets and use them at random with names. Sometimes you see somebody in Kaduna there using the name of an Okon in Calabar. I mean, that becomes so difficult for them to even track these criminals when they use phones, because there are tracking devices that are available to our security agencies. That's why I say yes and no. And so if the citizens cooperate and insist that, look, we will not buy SIM cards on the streets, we will go to the service provider, they will take our biometric and get our number, and the service providers refuse to sell their SIM cards to vendors who go about the streets and hawk them, we will start having a structured security infrastructure that will help the security agencies in tracking down these criminals. It's not rocket science. The equipment are available in Nigeria. You can easily track them, but how do you track them with this situation where they can buy SIM on the street, have 100 SIM, and change every time they call the number, they throw that SIM away so that you cannot, the signature is not even there again. Yes, you can, from that distance, you can trace from where it was used, but they would have probably come into the town or moved to a separate location and called. And so when you go there, you will not see. The next thing, they change that. So if there were one SIM card, you can trace the pattern of their movement. That if it moves from Kaduna to Kakuri, inside Kakuri and Fon, and the next minute it moves to Kawa and Fon, you can track that movement that it is within Kaduna metropolis.